At this time, we're going to go ahead and review the charges. We'll start with the more simple charges that weren't particularly argued. The hot gun charges for Mr. Levy.
They started with the smaller charges because they knew as soon as the big charges were announced that they ain't running out, bro. They ain't staying in that room.
And for Mr. Dumbass. The defendants pled not guilty to these charges. And outside of the questioning of Officer Decker, where he went individual by individual asking if they possessed a weapon, if it was hot, etc., they largely weren't addressed in explicit detail. However, we reviewed the evidence and found that the weapons found on the defendants come back to incidents outlined in reports number 6147, 6052, 6051, and 6050.
Okay.
For reference, that is the People's F, the People's I.
You just watched Mr. K arrive of the army, bro. I was part of that. I was there with him.
The evidence indicated
I was on at that point
that those weapons were used in the incidents that were outlined. Therefore, Mr. Levy and Mr. Dumbass will be guilty of the charges laid forth for them for their hot gun, which would be 4 times criminal use of a firearm and 1 time accomplice to robbery.
Mana stocks up. Did we actually do that much work?
We reviewed the evidence further and found that all 6 individuals have possessions documented, that they were carrying Class 1 firearm. It's rather simple. All 6 individuals will be found guilty of the charge of 1 count of criminal possession of a firearm Class 1.
Nah, ain't no way they
Now,
guilty.
With regards to the 26 times attempted murder of a government employee, I'm going to break this down so that we can quantify all of them one by one. Evidence exists with blood on file for 14 police officers that were shot during the shootout. Jack Voss, Maeve Wolf, Captain Slacks.
It would have been a clean sweep, really.
Gray, Daft, Coyote, Bayweather, Maxwell, Riker, Decker, Johnson, and On Fire. That accounts for 14 officers that were shot on scene. There's also blood on scene for council member Cletus Cornwood. That makes 15. The video evidence clearly shows the shooting of the other council members, clerks, and civilians. In the video, we can clearly see that the mayor, deputy mayor, chief justice, or sorry, not the deputy mayor, chief of staff, had a bar was shot at, and the remaining council were shot, minus TJ Walker. Upon doing the math, this adds up to the 26 counts to accomplice of attempted murder of a government employee when you factor in county clerks Leah Strong and Alex Mushkin-Dom. The defendants being GSR positive, being apprehended on scene, and being in possession of the weapons utilized in the shooting will thus be found guilty of 26 counts of accomplice to attempted murder of a government employee, as well as 3 counts to accomplice to attempted second-degree murder for the shootings of City Gamwich, Kiki Pendragon, and the shooting at Ursula Leichenberg.
Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, chat. 26 times, like, the cop shooting is a hefty charge. It's like 6k per, right? That's 156k each.
Further, defendants Kevin, El Rahman, Levy, and Pistone will be found guilty of the charge of prison break. It's fairly straightforward, pertaining to the incident where they were brought out of prison and did not return when they were broken out of that bus. It's fairly simple what happened. They chose to go on the run. They will be found guilty for that at this time.
How much is prison break, chat?
Now, coming down to the hold until trial level charges, kind of the meat of the bones here. I want to start off by addressing the murder of a government employee, and Judge Angel will address the terrorism. We've reviewed the evidence, and it is clear that the gunman that stormed City Hall shot Terrence Walker. Terrence Walker was then incapacitated and injured, and is seen to be left laying on the ground for an extended period of time. He then is brought to the hospital, where a litany of medical care happens, and a defense is brought forward, in this instance by the defense. Arguments that the act that led to Mr. Walker's death was not the shooting, but rather was the application of a defibrillator.
Did Taco do the prison break as well?
Or AED to his brain. This is unconventional. and it was testified to as such by doctors Ryan Wilson and
Taco just stayed on
medical
her ass.
liaison Philip Akanch.
He didn't show up.
But medicine is not a perfect science. And with the findings upon reading through the surgery reports from Dr. Ivy Grayson, as well as all medical documentation on file, we three have come to the conclusion. AED or not, Mr. Walker would not have been in the situation where that was even remotely a possibility.
My POV, yeah, I want to see the verdict before we got shot.
Shot by the individuals in question.
I want to hear what they got charged.
Further reading through the medical reports, it is clear to us that this was a last resort method that was given. It did not inherently kill Mr. Walker, and he was likely to pass, regardless of whether it had been performed or not.
Okay, we expected
Therefore,
this.
The defendants will be found guilty of accomplice to murder of a government employee.
Shit, bro, we
I
got
will
murder
pass
on
to
our
Judge
fucking
Angel
shit.
now.
Thank you. Now, with regards to terrorism, this charge was one that took the most deliberation and the most consideration in going over the actual, not only the actual wording of the law, but also what it means to commit terrorism. To keep it simple, we have applied a simple three-prong test to go through and determine if the actual wording of the charge was met and whether or not what had occurred would actually apply and be considered terrorism. Now, if you actually are familiar with the charge, you may know that there's two sections to it. The first section applies to the civilian population.
Rami, what
and
is
the
he
second
now?
applies to government entities, which is what we're going to be focusing on. Now, this section explicitly states that the unlawful use of extreme violence and intimidation against government entities that would pursue the disruption, destabilization, or destruction of those entities for political or religious aims would be considered terrorism. In our considerations, we looked over what actually took place at the event.
Yeah, they're
itself,
getting terrorism. Ain't
as
no
well
way
as
they
statements
busting
that
case.
were made by the alleged suspects of the crime.
Ain't no
We
way.
determined that their actions did lead to the disruption, the destabilization, and the destruction of the government entity, and it ultimately did have a political aim, and it did lead to the destruction.
Bro, this city's cooked, bro. What the fuck is this?
The meeting itself. We believe that that is enough to determine that there was a political aim, and we will be finding them guilty of terrorism as well.
Nah.
That's crazy. Oh man, who would have thought?
Now on to the.
To be fair, they did do it. They did do it. Like,
the prosecution have requested 10 years in Bolingbroke Penitentiary and 10 years of parole, as well as set fines for each. I'm gonna go through and go and list out what we'll be doing instead.
oh no.
All defendants will receive the same prison sentence. It will be a total of 5 years in Bolingbroke Penitentiary
That's not bad.
and 5 years on parole upon their release, or government mandated.
The 5 parole is a bit long.
Mr. Levy and Mr. Pistone will receive credit for 3 units served. They will serve 2 more each. The other defendants will receive 3 additional units in prison. The fines will be as follows. Mr. Levy, you are receiving $217,364 in charges which aren't the HUD.
Wait.
1,300. Mr. Levy.
Who's Levy, bruv? Who's Levy?
You are receiving $217,364 in charges which aren't the HUD.
Oh my
And
God.
an additional $150,000 for the whole till trial.
Well,
for a total
everyone
of
goes into debt, so really, everyone's getting the nines.
$367,634. Mr. Dumbass.
They work it off before then.
211,114.
They work it off in
charges,
the 5 days.
without the hold until
Why did we
trial,
get an extra 3
plus
days? We're only out
150,000,
one
will
day.
Come out to $361,114. Mr. K, it'll be a total of $348,489. And then Rami, Vinny, and Taco will all have the flat fines of $345,364.
That's not that bad.
That is the ruling of this court this time, and this hearing is adjourned.
Done.
You
I'm
sure?
gonna be
Yeah, Nelly said it.
I'm gonna be placing y'all in cuffs right here.
No, you're not.
Okay, going for cuffs.
Imagine he was washed.
Boom, broke it.
resisting.
So that means I'm out of cuffs?
Why is he not running?
Does that mean I'm out
Yeah,
of
I
cuffs?
uncuffed you from the table. I uncuffed you from the table,
Structure
and I'm
now.
uncuffing you here.
Okay.
Oh my god, why am I being tased? What the fuck?
Set it loose! Set it loose!
Oh, jeez.
It's him.
Hey man, stop!
Oh, nah, not getting beat down. That. Oh, he parkour. Parkour. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go and push more weed.
Uh-oh.
Come.
Go, go, go.
Go, go,
I didn't
go.
pick up any of my shit, so just book it. Just one on you? Hella distance?
No pressure, Zakid. No pressure, Zakid.
No eyes?
Yes. He's
He
away.
just got you again.
Oh.
My brains.
It's alright, you're cooking them. No
I have
eyes?
air one on me. I have air one.
Oh, nah. That is peak, bro. This car cannot straight line
I know,
air
dude.
one.
Yep. Do some of the little bridge tactics.
Have keys just in case. If I get ejected, leave me.
Yep. Shit's fast.
Why does the game look like that?
Do you see it?
Yeah, I'm still above you.
He's on my
The
right or
air
left?
one light,
On
yeah.
your right? Behind you?
Oh my god. Do you know what you should have done? He should have stopped under this
It's
bridge, let
coming
K
down.
out, and then keep driving, bro. That would have been
Right
big
above us?
brain.
Go to like the strip club area. These are too small.
Oh, they're not there anymore, are they?
Wait, you actually may have just lost them. No, he's got them.
Fuck's
That shit's
sake.
just scuffed as fuck.
Yeah, I can't see it. My bad, brother.
No, it's all fucked up. Oh, you're
There they
smoking
car.
them?
Bro,
But you're overheating?
Yeah, but we're overheating like fuck.
go in the tunnel, Sakid.
Make a left out of here.
Uh-oh. That's a cop now.
Even if there's like a fucking...
Yeah, I need to swing by.
No way. Should I get off radio? Because I can't hear shit.
Bro.
I'll let it cool down a bit, you know?
Step out of here.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah, cars are gonna come if he's just hovering.
Mm,
Should I
if
go
I'm
out
in
and
the
then left?
Yeah.
I'd go right here. Yeah. And then dip into Mirror
Look, you're
Park.
good. What you come back here for though?
We're overheating like fuck. I'll let you drive now if you
Should I
want.
just hop out, you think?
It's up to you. That's what I was thinking of. Maybe drop it off behind you somewhere.
What's the radio? Actually, I don't have shit. I don't have anything.
This is risky, bro. That is so risky. Bro, if they found him and then Zakid left him, he didn't have a phone.